Welcome back to Andertons TV. I am the captain.
And I'm Rob Chapman, and together we form Captain Chapman.
You better put your teeth in before the video. Right. Rob and I are going to try and have a little challenge. This isn't really like a versus, although we are going to both put a board together. But I think we're going to sort of walk around and talk together about what we might do. So this is about putting affordable pedal boards together.
Yeah, 250 quid?
Yeah, I think sort of 2 to 250. Rob's got a little katana back in the studio.
Is that what I call it?
Yeah, I've got a little solid state high watt thing. We're closer to the beginning of our journey than the end, if you like, with regards to the gear we're trying to put together.
All right, it's quite exciting for me because I don't get a chance to try lots of new cool stuff. And here are lots of things that I've wanted to try for a while.
So we've got a big pedal cabinet over there, but I fear a lot of the pedals in that cabinet will not be within our budget, although some of them will. There's like electro harmonics over there. Pretty much everything in this cabinet is we're shopping, you know, in some of the really cool value stuff. And then Boss, not to forget that again, a lot of the Boss stuff is more affordable than you would think, particularly compacts. So, okay, let's try and keep the budget to sub 250.
250 grand, all right.
Let's not worry too much about buying an actual pedal board and a power supply. You can go down massive rabbit holes.
We just imagine we've already got pedal boards, we've already got power supplies.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna make our own sort of, you know, wooden nail it to the board. Although I say that, if you come this way, this board that you can see on here with the gig bag behind it, that type of thing, we do a brand called Ordo, but that type of thing, I think starts from about 30 or 40 quid. So you don't have to go mad for that. But we're just going to focus on pedals.
But if I did want to delve into the nice, expensive kind of area...
I have my phone with me, so I know what everything's going to cost.
Can I show you something that got me really excited recently? I haven't tried any of these.
That's your whole budget in one pedal, if you want any of the Keeley ones.
Because I was really taken by the Super Rodent.
Yeah.
After our rat journey in a few videos back, if you can pass your mind back in time. And then Slash has got a new wah pedal that's got a secret component in it. Secret compartment.
I don't know anything about that.
Look, I'll show you. This one, have you seen this?
Oh, the little red one.
It's got a secret trapdoor where you can put your...
There genuinely is a trapdoor. Yes. What is it? Not that's not the battery compartment.
Well,
it could be.
You could put a battery in it, but that's not what it's for.
I'm going to do my classic low gain, so like low gain drive pedal with some sort of clonny type thing to go in front of it. So I need 2 drive pedals. I've got a rough idea what I'm going to do with that. I think my affordable clon pedal is going to be the TC Zeus, which is a little gold.
I've never even heard of it.
Okay, this is where I get the advantage over you.
I'm really out of the story here. I've got no idea what that is.
So what would be your...
Okay, well there are 2 things from New X I've never tried that I really want to try. Okay. And then there are a couple of things like mainstays that as a gigger would be really important for me to have, like a looper and a tuner. So I was thinking...
You're going to do a looper?
But I never had a looper.
Interesting.
But I kind of thought...
I mean, I would have a looper if it was just for mucking around at home. Maybe I should get a looper.
Well, I did a couple of clinics, one in Geneva, some other places, and it was really useful to have a looper so that I could demonstrate mode, because I could drone a note and then go, and here's a mode, here's another one, and it was easier for me. So for the job...
Are we assuming we've got amps with reverbs in them so we can...
No. So one of my pedals, because I cannot play without reverb...
But your amp has reverb. I mean, what amp doesn't have reverb?
That. Just because the amp is it's a thing that makes a sound. I'm setting rules that we didn't set earlier.
No, it's fine.
So I thought, I've always wanted to try this Plexi Crunch.
That was one of the ones I had an eye on as well.
And the Verb Core, because I haven't tried either. I think that would almost be
Let
an entire
me tell you how much
rig.
these are going to cost you. Plexi Crunch, I still haven't. Pexil, oh man, edit all this bit out. I do know how to spell it, I just my fat fingers can't find it. Wow!
Is that it?
£39?
Well, I am flabbergasted.
Wow, all right, hang on.
How much is the Verb Core?
Wow. God, if that sounds good, that could be a mega go-to pedal, couldn't it? Verb Core, £99.
All right.
Not bad for a reverb pedal.
How much is a Ditto? Because that's kind of the go-to kind of looper.
77, so you're just over the 200 mark now. You could get one more affordable pedal.
Well, then I need a tuner. So I would...
You're going really like, you see, for me, and this is an interesting one, if this was just, is this gigging or playing at home?
I'm always, whenever I look for anything in these challenges, I always think about my job, which is clinics, gigs, demonstrations.
Because playing at home, obviously, I'd just find a free tuner on my iPhone. I wouldn't bother buying one. But gigging, 1,000,000%. I like to be able to mute my sound and tune.
If we don't need a tuner and we've got a headstock tuner, or the amp's got one built in, or I've got perfect pitch or whatever, then I would go for something else. What's the Magus like?
That's a Rat and is not in your budget, I don't think. So Magus is their ratty pedal, I think. You've gone big on the reverb. You could go cheaper.
No. I really want to try, because I want the options on the verb.
Magus is 55. Do you know what? I'll let you have that. Just purely and simply. Oh, you're going, of course. Well, yeah, but you've doubled up on your Plexi vibe now.
But then that gives me a lead boost.
You're going Plexi.
Well, obviously I'm going to go Plexi. Why wouldn't you double Plex?
Fine. You've got so much gain there. There's no subtlety to your tone whatsoever.
I can make one of them subtle and one of them less subtle.
Yeah, right. Okay, wait. So you're okay. That's cool.
I'm very happy with this.
So you've got a reverb, 2 high gain or Plexi gain drive pedals, and a looper. That's good. If I'm going to be true to myself here, I sort of feel like I need a looper as well, because the bulk of my playing is on my own. But I am going to buy a cheaper looper. I'm going to do the old trusty Happy Hour from Landlord, which is basically just a rip-off of the Ditto. I am going to do the Zeus, like I said, more mid-range accentuated clon style.
Right.
I'm not a massive fan, actually, of this on its own, but into another drive pedal, it sounds wicked. I could choose loads of good drive pedals. Something.
You know what? I got tipped off by Jamie from Tiger Cub that the fuzz he uses on the incredible tracks is that little super fuzz, the Behringer super fuzz.
Oh, sorry, the orange one right at the bottom.
Yeah,
that's 22 quid.
He says it's unbelievably good.
So Oz did his Winner Stays On fuzz shootout.
Yeah,
and we had obviously a multitude of different price points in that video, and let's just say the Behringer did very well.
It's good. Apparently, it's really good. What about Boss? Would you boss it?
I want to delay. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to have reverb in my amp, and I want a delay pedal. Am I not allowed to do that? Is that like absolutely?
Reverb in my amplifier.
Well, what amp doesn't have reverb in it? I tell you what, I'm not going to do this time. I'm not going to buy any modulation pedals, because I always buy them and then I never use them. Sorry, modulation pedals, I just don't. It's a good looking pedal, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried it, and it definitely hasn't got a tube in it, so.
It sounds like a slander. Oh, he's such a tube pilot.
Oh no, I know what I wanted. I might triple up on drive pedals if I can afford it. I am going for, because I just remember from a previous video, this thing sounding fantastic and not terribly expensive. The old Smell the Glove from Electro-Harmonix. Let's just double check how much that is. 60, 120, 170. If I can find a really cheap delay pedal, I can do this. Let's ask an Andertons member of staff. What's the cheapest delay pedal that's okay? Like really cheap? Sub 50 quid cheap?
Sub 50?
Yeah.
Oh,
is there a Behringer one or something?
Actually, yeah. The Behringer analog one is good. But the tape machine's pretty difficult.
You're right, actually. The tape machine is good.
It's very difficult to beat.
Yeah,
I was going to go Behringer, but I can't see it down there. I'm sure the Behringer would have been fine as well, but I'm just going to go tape machine. Oh, what
So this is the, obviously TC and Behringer now have a...
How much is an Echo Brain? Echo Brain 54. I'm going to, whichever one is cheaper out of these two, I'm going to have. So, tape machine.
This one's brown.
I love the way that you're selling that as if
45,
it's a benefit.
right?
You know,
the tape machine is cheaper, so it wins. Right. Thank you so much, Ollie. Here are your keys back. Oh,
let's run down our rigs in a beautiful way. Why don't we start with your rig?
Okay, right, so I've lined my pedals up in the following order. Zeus, which is the sort of clonny clone at the beginning. Sweet Cream, which is my low gain drive. Glove, which is my higher gain drive. Tape Delay after that. Looper after that. I am in love with this high watt amplifier, and I tell you for why. Because it's just old school. There's no modeling. Nothing digital in here. Even the reverb is spring. You don't get spring reverbs on this kind of price amplifier much anymore.
I didn't know that.
And it's just, I'm not going to use the overdrive channel. I just like the slightly oversized cab. Not oversized, but you know, this for me, when I started, this was the size that a 112 was supposed to be, and they've sort of gone smaller now, but Rob and I have gone on brand with our guitar choices today. I'm using an ML3 Traditional Pro. Now, as I said, I think earlier in the video, not a massive fan of the Zeus or the Klon generally as a drive pedal on its own, but it's a little bit underwhelming. But what it does is when you choose, so if I pick the glove, which great sounding drive pedal with the Zeus, you see that look? That mid-range thing it gives it to feed back with. I bloody love that. The Sweet Cream will go higher gain, but I just thought to give me some light and shade, I've sort of gone. And again, I can use that with the Zeus. So I've got a really nice palette of, I can even actually dump the Sweet Cream over the glove if I want. That sounds so bad.
What sex move would the Zeus cream glove be then, Lee? I'm going to Zeus cream glove you.
But this is my porn name, isn't it? Zeus Sweet Cream glove.
Zeus cream glove. Oh my God.
Anyway, and what an ironic name. My looper is called the Happy Hour. I've clearly subconsciously
loving this concept.
Pick these, yeah, what a great concept.
Zeus cream glove.
Porn name
is your
just
new name.
Using pedal brands. Wow.
ZCG.
Anyway, it's tape machine. A little bit of echo. Again, you have to be slight. The way I'm using this, I'm not using it through the effects loop. I'm just using it after my drive pedals, and it's impossible using it like this. For a clean sound, I would have a bit more level on the echo, but as soon as I put a drive pedal in front of it, it overloads the mix, so you need to sort of artificially back it down. But this would be my. Yeah, that's the only downside with spring reverbs. You have to be sort of like a little bit careful about where you put the amp.
That's part of the vibe, isn't it?
And then I've got the looper, which actually for this demo is a bit pointless, but of course I could go. Or whatever, like, you know, that's my pedalboard.
You know what?
I'm
Zeus
happy.
Cream Glove, you have successfully made a board that really sounds like you. That's kind of interesting.
You would hope after 8 million years of working in a guitar shop, I ought to be able to know what pedals I like. But I do think, honestly, I overload on drive pedals because for me that's where. You know, if you're an artist and you want a big palette of colours, you know, it's like it's all in drive for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mr. Rob, let's hear your sound.
I'm calling my board the Golden Crunch Core.
Yeah, what is your porn name? Golden Crunch Core.
Yeah, that sounds like something wrong with cereal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a very unhealthy 97% sugar cereal, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, keep eating. So here's my little katana on its own, actually gunned. I mean, it is begging for mercy at the moment. So this is. That That's just the amp, no reverb, nothing.
And you've elected, you're going to use reverb in the front.
So I've gone for the Nu X Verb Core, which is very nice. It's
Big
a very
immersive
nice reverb.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of options. Apparently, if you hold it, it gives you a surprise. I don't know what that means.
That's a very unusual thing to have.
So my Golden Crunch Core surprise
my
board.
Zeus cream glove would like to know what the surprise is if you hold his button down.
Well, it's a golden surprise, so we'll find out. I'm loving this Plexi Crunch. It's
the cheapest pedal on the
sounding.
board as well. It sounds good.
It's really good. Check this out. If you wind back on the guitar, it doesn't really clean up that nicely, but you don't care because you want that.
Does the Golden Plexi cream up any better? Because the only reason I ask that is the Golden Plexi will be an analog circuit.
I'm using this for a very specific reason. Yeah, I'm using it a little bit like you'd use a tube screamer. So it's just slightly creaming it, and it's kind of slightly boosting some of the mids. So I go from... And I'm very happy.
You could gig with that. Give us a quick loop, Mr. Rob.
Alrighty, I've got a little looper here, so that's kind of good. I don't really use loopers, but I quite enjoy the chance to use them from time to time. I'm most impressed.
I loop
with
all the time, I must admit, and the king of loops, of course, is Mr. Honore, Danish Pete to you.
I thought the king of loops was just Mr. Fruit.
Mr. Fruity Loops,
Yes.
king of loops.
I'm most enamoured with this Plexi Crunch.
Honestly, that Golden Plexi... That takes me back to an early video with you where you were throwing money at me for the original version 1 Golden Plexi. But again, for 40, I don't think it's changed in price, or if it has in 10 years, it's gone up a $5 or something like that. It's a great, higher gain Marshall-y tone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, should I say that this is a Chapman Lawmaker Legacy? It's got a completely rosewood neck from Chennai. It's a beautiful feeling, it's giving. It's giving me oil, natural oil, and stability through all of the different kinds of climate that you might
Paul
find
Reed
yourself.
Smith on us in a video, didn't you? Go and watch on Rob's channel where he explains, what is it, the Yanker factor and oil and all that kind of stuff about different types of wood. It's on his channel, not the Andertons one. It's a good video, interesting.
It's important to know about Yanker, the scale of hardness. How much pound force it takes to embed
Zeus cream
a ball
glove.
bearing
He
up
loves
to
a
half
Yanker.
its...
It is the hardest scale known to pedals.
Well, it's how much pound force you need to embed a ball bearing up to half its diameter into a piece of wood. So how much pound force it takes in rosewood is very different to maple. I wonder what Zeus cream glove, how much Yanker force it would take him to embed
he's got all the Yanker
ball
force.
bearing. Yeah.
It's basically an absolute Yanker. Right. Come on.